Yeah, that Porsche.
Or if you,
Who is he? Oh, it's Ryan. I don't think. No, he's coming flying back up again.
all right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. All right, boys. Well,
I was 11th, so yeah. All
all
right,
right.
Nige. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You
I'll
boys.
check in a couple of laps or so.
All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll talk to you later. I can still hear your metal. All good. So you must still have your mic on, dude. Oh, it's just the gearing. All right. So here we are. Good to go. And we've got the camera on the Brenticles. And we go. Vic's underway. And the timing is way out, so pay no attention to that. But it all looks pretty clean so far. And they're up the hill for the first time. I bet, Jono. So Vic and JJ through the top chicane for the first time, and they're pulling out a bit of a gap on Brenticles, Pesky and Bruce. Still not sure what's happened to Butler. Lap 1. Almost done. So Gaz is just sitting in behind Metal here at this point in time. And that's Dino right behind them. Oh, action in the background. So this is AB, Vert and Ryan. And that's Bear not far behind them. And Max in the Audi heading up the hill once more. Can't hear the cars. Copy, copy. How's that? Okay, sweet. Thanks, Bounty. So Butler's gonna pull in and let the leaders go. So he's definitely going to be waiting for everybody. And Bounty, can you hear me okay? Ah, sweet. So the action, thanks Reezy, the action is on. And Butler's placed himself in at about 11, so hopefully that's all worked itself out. We're on board with Flisky, and that's someone ahead of him in the Fluoro Bentley. Bentley's galore on the grid tonight, and they're currently P1, 3, 4, 6, 9 and 10, so, and AB in 12th. So Bentley's looking solid around here, simply demolishing those curbs. So Flisky in the new GRT colours. You boys have done a good job on them. Alright, so let's just check out Brenticles. And it's busy at the top. So Vic's got 2.2 over JJ. Pesky now in P3. So there was a bit of action on that last lap. Apologies for missing that. Pesky 1.4 up the road from Brennicles, Bruise, Someone, and Flisky. And that's your top 7. And Gaz is still all over metal in the background. .7. So Vic has quite an incredible pace. Early on, 6 minutes in, unless everybody else is fuel saving already. Oh, look at that. Bruce been super aggressive on entry to the top chicane, and they head down to Ravazza. Someone's, let's see if we can try that mid corner. And Flisky's right there. So these 4 guys, this looks like a fantastic battle. 3.2. So Vic is on fire with incredible pace in the Bentley. Gaz actually stepping out. Is he got the overlap? Yes, he does. Just. So Gaz is going to send it. And I expect Metal to do the smart thing, which he does. And that frees up the green machine. Alright, let's go back and have a look at JJ. So of course everyone will be fat on fuel right now. Let's check in with Pesky. And we just missed him. So Ryan on the back of AB. Butler's dropped back, so I'm still not sure what happened with Butler at the beginning. And now someone's nice and close to Bruce here. It was. Obviously that timing happened at the start-finish line. They're in Sector 1. But it is certainly a tough track to follow someone very closely. Braking zones for the chicanes are so aggressive, and it's very easy to get some aero wash, especially through Piratella. This is nice and fast over the top, down the hill. And we're 10 minutes in, so someone running wide out of Aqua Minerale gathers it up. Hopefully that won't be a track limit. Oh, super aggressive. But that's certainly what you have to do to be quick around here. So let's check in with Vert on Butler. The battle of the chrome machines. Porsche 991. McLaren 720S. So Bears had a moment somewhere, and Max is up to 15, still got 16 in the room. So good turnout tonight from the boys. And these guys are on. Let's check out Flisky and someone. So the track temperature is already pretty high at 30 degrees. Metal saying earlier that the race start was 10 AM in time. And it's already optimum, which is one of the reasons why Vic has got it optimized, and he is checking out 4.1 over JJ. He's got another 3 over Pesky. The Bentley's quick in a straight line. He's got a tow. But the Aston's doing a good job. Someone sends it. Oh, and they've done that mighty well. That is not easy to do through there. And they're gonna... Oh, look at this. All 3 of them super close into Villeneuve. And as Bruce run a little wide, someone's going to try and send it around the outside. And of course that's the long way around. Can Flisky get... I think Flisky might get him heading up the top. Bruce looks like he's lost a little bit of pace just at the moment. So sometimes you can lose some tyre pressure slamming those curbs, and if it only happens on one corner, can definitely disturb the balance of the car. He might be going through something like that right now, but he's holding on. And that's Gaz and Metal in the background. Oh, look at this, super close into Ravata. This is a hard braking zone. And will we... And Bruce has just managed that beautifully. So Vic still leads 4.7 over JJ.
Bit of action up there, I hear.
Yeah, mate.
Very good.
If they start getting a little bit complicated with each other, you might make up some track space.
Oh, I need it. They're creeping away.
Oh, someone's going to send it into Tosa. Oh, and I think he's done that perfectly. It certainly didn't look like there was any contact, so someone makes a move on Bruce for P5. So we'll see if someone's got some pace now that he's been released. Let's have a look. And Gaz... Yep, so Metal's stuck with Gaz. Gaz looks to have just dropped a little bit of time to the two guys in front of him. Alright, let's have a check back in with Ryan. He's still got targets on AB. So he's got a bit of scratches there on the side of the Porsche, but he's still looking good. Alright, let's have a look at Vic. See what he's doing. Into the first chicane. No, that was Villeneuve. Second chicane. So that never gets old. With that attitude in the car. And that's the Audi of JJ changing down the gears into Tosa. So these boys have good pace, but Vic especially, because there's no way that thing is going to be underfueled. So Vic looking good. Let's have a look at JJ coming down the hill. Doo. Audi V10.
Yeah, mate, just a couple of little errors and, yeah. It all gets away.
Was it clean for you, Dino?
Yeah, it's clean, just silly errors, late braking, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, you got a nice race because you got AB behind you and Ryan.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're yeah, every little mistake I do too, they've been right there.
And that's Metal through the second Ravazza, so Metal's doing a good job of keeping up with Gaz. So we're just going to stick with this action. Closest battle on track. So it'll be interesting to see if these boys can actually then close up on Bruce and how close they can stay to someone in the other Bentley. So Metal looking good. He'll be annoyed Gaz got past earlier because he's got some pace. Alright, so let's have a look at Bruce. Heading down the hill. I wonder if something happened with pressures for Bruce because the car looks pristine. So yeah, you're right, Riggsy. This is a Senna McLaren Marlborough inspired livery, and when we get through the Ravazzas, you get a shot of it through there with his Senna inspired helmet. So nice tribute to Senna from Vic tonight. And he's just nailed it into Villeneuve yet again. So 5.6, getting away. So Vic once again in the Bentley, just looking untouchable in the number 12. So Brenticle's 3.8 back of Pesky, and he's using all the track on entry into Tosa. Oh, moment on the exit. I've got to wonder if he didn't have some pickup on his tyres then on entry, and he's just getting it sideways on the exit, having a nice big moment, gathers it up, keeps it going. So Bruce back onto someone, so he's obviously gathered himself up. And then Gaz, Metal and Flisky. That must have been someone kicking up some dirt on the entry into Ravazza 1. So these boys are on for a nice long race, considering they've all got similar sort of pace, and it's definitely one of the tougher tracks to be consistent on, so that's going to make all the difference tonight. Drive-throughs cannot be ruled out for track limit violations. You get 3 warnings, and on your 4th one you will get a drive-through, and that would be painful around here, as it is at every track. So looks like someone's got a bit better pace again, but he obviously had some sort of moment. That Bruce catch back up, and he's starting to extend it. Cheers, mate. Good to have you guys in the house. Pro Imola on a very fitting weekend. Always good to see the F1 cars run around here. Oh, they've got nice aggressive lines into the top chicane. So, in about 5 seconds covering 5 cars, and that's the way to do it. So, Flisky a little bit onto the grass on entry into Tamburello, and that is definitely risking life and limb digitally. And he's got some pace in that Ferrari. Oh, and he has... Oh, that's incredible. I thought he was going to run off the track, and he's gathered that up really well. And look at that. So Pesky 3.5 back of JJ, who's obviously had a moment because he's now 16.3 back of Vic. Let's just have a look and see if we can see any scratches under the Italian flag into the Ravazza, and it just looks pristine, but it's just a little bit off the pace tonight. But yes, that is JJ, and no, he's not in a Merc. So good to see JJ back in the V10. He'll be using this race to get comfy with it before the new Tuesday night season. So metal on Gaz as they come across the line, and they can still see Bruce, who's now 3.2 back of someone. So JJ gathering it back up, 4.5 over Pesky. Branticles is a further 5.5 back. Let's have a look at Max. Come down to Ravazza in another good looking Audi. Looks awesome with his helmet design. So Max is a connoisseur. Likes to look the part, and he does. So he's still got Vert well and truly in his sights, so these boys are on. And we're 25 minutes in. And all of a sudden Brenticles is 1.3 back of JJ in third, so JJ having another moment, and Pesky is up 2 seconds. So something not quite right with that Audi. The number 305. And so Brenticles has got the last podium slot in his sights, and someone is not far back of them. So someone can also see the last podium slot. So these boys are on. We'll see if Pesky can put some laps together and just maintain his lead over these three boys, because he's now 22 back of Vic. So they're all playing for second fiddle here tonight. So JJ closing already on Pesky. So let's just have a look at JJ. Be interesting to find out later on where he's had those couple of moments. Oh, and that might be some evidence right there. Super aggressive into the top chicane, the Variante Alta. And just when he's asked the car to change direction back the other way, it just didn't quite want to. You can still see Pesky, so it's not over yet for JJ, not by any stretch. Oh. Oh, tad wide there, aiming for the cameraman. So we all know how much JJ loves to put on a show. I think he's actually got the same helmet design as Max Gas. The Max Gas. So it's all now a lot closer from second through to 8th. No more than 4.5 seconds in it. And everyone else is a lot closer than that. Yep. JJ never one to back off from a challenge. Going nice and deep still into the chicane. Alright, who else is nice and close? Max is on the back of Flisky. So, apologies folks, but I'm missing all the action tonight. Flisky back to 14th, and Max was right there. And where's Bear on track? So he's got ahead. So the timing, yep, as ever, and Bear runs wide, and that'll let Max back through. So obviously, yeah, that it would explain it if I was paying attention. Bear is down a lap, has already served a stop, and that's why Flisky has dropped back. He's also served his first stop. So I wonder if that was just to clear himself out of the traffic and get some clean track. That would be a solid move if he thinks he's got some pace, and he's closing in on the back of Vert. So we'll just watch this, see how quickly this resolves. He's not going to be close enough into the Tamburello chicane this time by, so Flisky is going to have to be a little patient, but oh, he's got so much more speed on entry. Just going to need to be a little patient. Stop and go, and there it is. So Metal obviously coming into the, that must have been obviously on pit exit, but that's a pit infraction for Metal. So, and there it is. So the Ferrari and the McLaren up the hill, Ferrari on the inside, into the Piratella, and the McLaren's not backing down. Nice. So good stuff from these boys. And he's nice and clear now. So let's have a look at Gaz. So that is a absolute disappointment for Metal. He's obviously chosen to come in to get out of being caught up behind Gaz, and unfortunately it hasn't worked out on the pit entry. They've had a disagreement and Metal's come off second best. So Gaz on bruise, and these boys are now 6.6 back of someone. JJ creeping up onto the back of Pesky, and that is going to be an interesting battle when he gets there. He might just call it for his first pit stop. I'll keep an eye on that timing, but we'll just watch these boys for the time. And this is the battle that rages between AB, Dino and Ryan.
Yeah, me, Nige. Just a few errors and yeah. Whoa. Yeah, Ryan will have me now after that. Yeah.
Side by side across the finish line. Nice. And can you feel the balance of it changing, Dino?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, you got me. You come out worse.
Yeah, I think you were clear.
I thought I was gone then. Just on the exit, he come in behind me and tapped me as I hit the grass, hit the sand. So not where I wanted to be anyway.
No, good save.
Yeah.
Got some breathing ground again.
Yeah, try and catch AB again. Oh, not like that, I won't.
Yeah, Gaz still on bruise.
I got that little blip in my accelerator again when I go full throttle.
Ah, yeah. Gonna need a new set of them before the new season, dude.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's not full throttle?
For about the first 10 seconds, it just bloody bobs up and down.
Yeah, okay.
By the time I come up there, out and it's sort of finished doing it.
Yeah, okay.
Not good.
Just coming down the hill, that's a problem.
Yeah. I just got no power in it.
So, live comms from Dino in the Bentley, and that's the first sign of a mechanical gremlin. It's got a sticking throttle cable. Alright, so JJ to within 1.5 seconds of Pesky. 37 minutes in. Gaz still 1 second back of Bruiser. So Flisky's making his way back through the field after an early stop up to P11, no, P10, so Ryan's in the pits. And he's getting close enough now that JJ might be thinking of just checking off one of those pit stops. Through the second Ravazza, and he stays out, so he's going to take him on, and we could just see Brenticles in the distance. So this is for P2 on the night. Heading up the hill towards Piratella. They got a bit of traffic just ahead of them. So that is Little Bear in the Honda. And JJ's super close now. So this is crunch time for P2. Obviously a long way to go. Looked like Pesky was the one who had the little wobble in the rear of the car just on the change of direction, and into Ravazza once more. So JJ's going to take him on. No, Pesky's in. Well, that was very timely for JJ. So Pesky in for his first stop. And that could easily be anything up to half a minute now. Falling back of Vic. We'll just wait for the split at Sector 1. So it is all getting a little spread out now once the pit stops have started to occur. And there it is, 32.5 seconds. So if these boys have any more problems like that, they will be in danger of being lapped like they were at Bathurst. So JJ's coming up on the back of Vert. So it looks like Gaz and Bruce is actually the closest battle on track at the moment. So Pesky came out in P10. So Pesky came out behind Flisky. So that early stop for Flisky has paid off. And JJ's got some pace. He's pulled a full second out of Brenticles on that last lap. So JJ's gathered it back up. And whilst everyone's a bit spread out, let's go and check out the man. That's right, not the fence, that one. Stop and go for the Triple A. So Butler in the Porsche. He's the second one to have taken on the timing marshals on entry into the pit lane. And it is a painful penalty. Stop and go. Vic sails merrily along through Tamburello into Villeneuve, and that's where the car looks best for sure. They really nailed that camera angle. And it's just looking too easy. So JJ does pit. So Brenticles up to P2. expect he will be still fat on gas. Those boys could easily run for another 20-25 minutes with the fuel economy of this Bentley. Someone up to P3. Bruce has obviously come past JJ, as has Gaz, and I'm pretty sure AB will as well. JJ's still stationary, so he's getting either repairs and or tyres. AB will come through. Dino will come through. JJ's still stationary, and Flisky might even... JJ underway. Flisky... Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, he's got him easily. So Flisky's going to be through on JJ. Where's Pesky? But not on Pesky, so... Pesky coming up across the line now. So all in all, of the boys that stopped, it's Flisky who has got track position. No, he doesn't. JJ's got out just ahead of Flisky. Okay, so that's... hang on. No, he has not. Sorry, folks. That's Flisky heading to Piratella, and that's JJ heading up the hill to the Piratella, and there's Flisky, that's Pesky into Tosa, so he's heading up the hill. So Flisky is the one who has... Oh, that was very wide on the exit of the mineral water. So he's living dangerously, but, you know, it is a Ferrari. That's what the crowd wants. And that means that is Vic coming up to lap Flisky. So that's very interesting. So our leader is almost on the back of our leader of all the guys that have made their first stop. So that shows you what sort of lead that Vic has. That is enormous. Right, let's go look for a battle. It's got to be Gaz and Bruce, 1.8 seconds. And it looks like it's a little bit more than that at the moment. So Bruce is stabilised P4. This is going to be very interesting to see the pace difference between Flisky and JJ. So the bottom three and the top 10 have all made their first stop. We'll see how that one develops over the next stint of the race. And the green machine through the Ravazza once more. And there's another one of those helmet designs. I think these boys are all shopping at Revolution Race Gear, getting the same helmet design. So there you have it, folks. In the top 7, 6 of them are Bentleys. I wonder if this got a few people thinking about their car choice for next season. Imola, of course, being the last track on the roster. We've got 6 rounds next season for the Tuesday night series, kicking off with pros on Tuesday 4th of May. So it definitely looks like Bentley with a track advantage here at Imola. And we know it's good everywhere. So no doubt we'll see a lot of the beasts on track. Someone 3.7 back of Brenticles. So someone doing a good job. He's got a consistent pace going, and if he can keep it up, he's in with a good shout at the podium tonight. And he's in. Ooh. Was that him? That might have been redressing a little hot entry into the pit lane. So we'll see what happens at the other end. And that's Bear up ahead. So he has made his final stop. So he'll need to be full to the brim to get it home, which I expect the Honda could do quite easily. An hour and 10 left on the clock. Alright, so we'll come back to someone. Gaz into Villeneuve once more. Exactly. We'll see. Yeah, so someone looks like he's probably taken tyres, which would make sense. 50 minutes in. It really comes down to these boys. So JJ's through, Flisky's through, Pesky's going to be through, and someone's underway, so he will be behind Pesky. So someone will be down to P10, and we're just going to stick it with him for these last 4 or 5 seconds, and we'll just see what happens. And he's clear. So good job from someone, and that's a lesson to all you boys. If you come in a little bit hot and you actually just completely come off the throttle, you can actually make up the time on the delta so it doesn't ping you. I'd say that's very dependent on the speed you're doing when you actually hit the pit entry line. So from the top, 6, 7, 8, Vic leads. And it just looks beautiful the way it handles those curbs. So Vic leads in the number 12. Brendigles coming into Tosa. P2. Bruce. He's now heading up to Tosa. And let's just see if Gaz clears vert, which he does. So that's P4 for Gaz. And AB is now in P5. As these Bentleys continue to make their way around this beautiful Imola circuit. And Dino's right there. So this is P5 and P6 tonight. Still both got to stop. And JJ is 13 seconds back of Dino in P7, with Flisky 3.7 back of him. So it looks like JJ's got good pace at this time. Certainly using all the track on entry to the Piratella and on the exit. So depending on how many track limit violations these boys have got, they'll just have to be a little bit careful as they manage the remaining 65.5 minutes. So Gaz has just started to drop back from Bruce at this part of the race. 2 seconds a sector. Let's check that out. So Ryan's probably got freshies on, which is why he's making such good progress. Vert yet to stop. Good looking shot of the driver's hands and running a bit wide through second Ravazza. And that was Vert. So he's going to lost a bit more time there. Ryan's going to be with him on this lap. So Dino and Flisky super close.
Yeah, mate, I made another mistake. I had a bit of a stretch of the arm and I turned my ignition off.
Was that when JJ was coming past?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. I parked her up on the side of the road and...
Because you were right behind AB again, weren't you? I was wondering what happened.
All that work, mate, just gone.
Oh, no.
Well, it happens to the best, I guess.
You're still enjoying it, dude. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's good to test out this car. Like it is an animal. I like it.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back to Ryan, who's already got him. My bad, Riggsy. But that was Butler on track. So where'd Vert go? So Ryan's on his merry way.
JJ come unstuck on the top chicane.
Did he?
Yeah. I just passed him there.
Just now? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, seen him parked up.
Gotcha. Thanks, mate. Yeah, so I think that might be the third time tonight that JJ's had an issue at that top chicane. He just looks like he's carrying in so much speed into the first part of it. Sometimes the change of direction just unsettles it a little bit too much. But certainly he's got it to a point where they say you can't ride the curbs in the Audi, but that's not true because JJ's got it moving. And so that puts Pesky, what, 3.5 seconds, 3 seconds back of JJ. And Vic pits. So there it is. Brenticles leads. We have a new leader, folks. This is exciting. And Vic exits. So did Bruce get past? Bruce did get past. And Gaz did not. So Vic back to P3. Brenticles leads. There's the headline. So after all that, yep, so Dino pulls into the pits. Careful. Pesky will come through. Someone through the second Ravazza.
I got 2 seconds of damage. That's a good start. I'm happy with that.
Totally, mate. So just enjoying a moment of the Porsches running around with each other. Good looking cars. So Ryan and Butler doing a good job tonight. Gaz pits. So he's on entry. So Dino exiting at the top of the screen.
Wish me luck in the second part.
Good luck, mate. This is going to be close between you and Ryan and... Oh no, you got him. You're good. Oh, AB going slow. What's going on? AB going very, very slow. On the way down to the Ravazza. Has he run out of gas? He must have run out of gas. So we're 1 hour and 3 minutes in. Oh, there was a problem there through the Ravazza. So I think that was someone. Oh, not good. Not good. So hopefully none of these boys got damage. And I think AB's, yep, going to be crawling into the pits. So has he got enough to get there? Oh, no. Oh, no. So he's going to have to have retired back to his box, which means that he'll then be stationary. So AB has got time to have a smoko and get a cold one from the fridge, and he'll be back for the second half. And Vic is in again. So Vic's going to get both of his stops done. And we'll just see what this looks like, whether this is the quick one or the slow one. We hope that's the slow one. Oh no, that might have been the quick one. So Vic's green to go. 56 minutes to go. And we'll see, is Flisky going to get him? It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. I think Flisky's going to get him. Yep, he has too. So Vic down to P4, but he's green to go. So Brenical still leads. And Bruce 6.5 seconds back. So these boys must be stopping any lap now. Bruce goes again, so super. Brenticles is in. Super impressive. So Bruce takes the lead, which is good to see. So at least we've had a few leaders tonight, keeping it interesting. So that was AB underway, so not too bad for AB.
He was in front of me, now he's a lap down.
He, I think he ran out of fuel and had to cruise around from at least the top chicane all the way back to the pits, and then he just made it back into the pit box and then had to quit back to his pit box.
So he did a khaki.
Yeah. I think you're right, mate. And he didn't get any help, so he had to quit back to it. So Brenticle's out underway. So Flisky has gone through. And it's all out of sync at the moment. Bruce hasn't stopped at all. Vic's completely done all his stops, and everyone else in the top 10 is still going to make one more stop. And then towards the bag we got Metal and Bear, who are both green to the finish. And Metal will be looking to put in a solid hour of racing to get it to the checker and hopefully get it closer towards the top 5. So the same thing has happened. This is Vic coming up on the back of Flisky. Deja vu all over again. This will be interesting. So Bruce pits. An hour and 7 minutes in, and there it is. Flisky's going to just get his done for the second stop. And that puts Vic immediately back into the lead. And that's Pesky into the Tamburello. Oh, there's another stop and go. And it's the Bruise. So that's ruined his night. So that must have been pit entry. Stop and go. Is it pit entry or is that track? I thought it was a drive-through for your pit entry. If you got it wrong. Either way, the stewards are not happy. So Vic leads. Oh, Vic running off the track. So encouraging signs for everyone else. Does a little bit of a back and forth to get rid of the crap off the tyres. And even the best of us lose their rhythm after you've got a huge lead and you've still got an hour to go. Good shot there of how smooth Vic's hands are. on the wheel through the Ravazzas. So Vic leads, and that's Pesky through the second Ravazza. So it looks like he's close, which of course he is, except Pesky's got to stop again. So let's go back to JJ. So JJ's going to be 6, 7, 6.5 back of Pesky, and Brenticles is 1.8 back of JJ, so it's definitely on for P2. And Bruce is obviously in the pits, whether it looks like he's heading for the pit box. I wonder if he has to serve the penalty before he does the pit stop. Well, we're going to find out. So someone back up to P5. So where's Gaz in all of that? There he is. Oh, oh no. So Gaz has had a moment behind the max gas. Yeah, he did too. Ah, damn. So Gaz has got caught out. So he's going to have a bit of damage on that Bentley now. A few love scratches on the front of it. So that's definitely going to help someone. Good racing, Dino. Nice move, mate. So Bentley goes around the outside of Bruce, and Bruce runs wide. So definitely psyched him out that time. Tyre wear between the Bentley and the Audi. We're getting technical questions from the community out there. That's definitely to keep it interesting. So maybe we'll ask Dino, how's your tyre wear, dude? Bounty wants to know.
Feels alright. Even the first set felt good. I was actually just going to do a short stop and not change, but I thought, well, halfway through the race, I may as well.
Yep.
I still got one more stop to make. I definitely won't be changing again, so...
Yep.
If you can hold your lines, yeah, it feels good. But
yeah, Vic...
I'd say that little blip I've got in my accelerator, it wouldn't be, you know, wearing the back down too much anyway.
Right, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, good point. And Vic was saying that because the Bentley's got a tendency to oversteer on exit if you're generous with the throttle, and he was saying that it tends to negate the tyre wear, so that traditionally, if you think of the front engine cars being heavier on the front, wears the tyres out a bit more. When they wear out, you get a bit of understeer, but the Bentley seems to overcome that. So it really just comes down to how bad your rear tyre wear is on the Audi, and Bounty, you should know that better than the rest of us. Whether you like it oversteering from the front end or the rear end.
Oh, Vic went wide behind me.
Copy that. Dino with live comms. So we'll do a car inspection of Vic. And he's
He can come back on pretty easy.
Yeah, exactly. He might have had a moment, but he's certainly not going to let it hit the wall.
Don't think so.
If in doubt, slam the brake pedal, kids. Even in the sand, it'll do something. You've got a Morse code for your friend Vic, Dino, just to let him know that you've got a bit of an ailing car.
I'll let him pass wherever he wants. I'll just move out of his way. Oh, and right now probably his lead is best.
Nice. He's unbelievable. He carries so much speed through Villeneuve. It's unreal.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, it's super impressive. The fact that someone can tune a car and know exactly what the tuning will allow the car to do, so you know how hard and where you can push a car. It's awesome to watch.
I'll try my best now to keep up, but definitely not going to happen.
Not without his setup, dude.
Oh, nah.
And of course, all of his throttle inputs.
Oh, yeah. He's just crazy.
He's a peddler. Awesome stuff. Yeah. Those camera angles where we get to see the hands on the wheel, they're really growing on me. Because it is unusual to see that level of detail for the trackside cameras.
Yeah.
And so something's happened. So if JJ now behind Flisky. So once again, folks, apologies, because someone's now right behind JJ. So I think it's a baptism for JJ getting back in the Audi. Flisky P3 7.8 back of Pesky, who looks like he's got his Bentley in pristine condition. There doesn't even look to be any marbles, tyre wear, grit or grime on that thing. So Pesky looking good in P2. in the 108. Closest battle on track. Looks like it's going to be Ryan and Gaz. Ryan's still yet to make his second stop. So Metal's looking good for a top 10. There he is in the background. But he's still got a few boys ahead of him that need to make another stop. So, smack on the mark of 40 minutes to go here at Imola.
Vic had another moment, just in front of him now again.
So, he's obviously got more than enough time to play with these sorts of things, but Vic's obviously just lost his rhythm. And let's face it, it's very easy to do when you start thinking to yourself, oh, I can start taking it easy. And before you know it, your throttle inputs are slightly different and all of a sudden it doesn't behave the same way. So I imagine Vic a little embarrassed to come past you again, Dino.
It happens. Gives me a chance to just watch his lines and see what he does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Lots to be learnt by closely following the quick guys. JJ running with 77 litres, okay? But they're all green. All the top 6 are green to the flag, so everybody should easily have enough fuel, although it's not entirely unknown for people to have underestimated their fuel around here.
Yep.
So where do you reckon you lost that time to him then, Dino? Was that Sector 2 mostly, or from about Villeneuve on?
Mate, he's just one of those drivers. It's just every sector, it doesn't really matter. He's earlier on the throttle than I am. He's later on the brakes than I am.
Yeah.
His cornering's just, you can't pinpoint it. He just slowly pulls away every sector.
It just looked like you were actually able to stay with him pretty well through Tamburello.
On the straights.
Gotcha. And that's the thing, when Vic has 64 litres and tyres are low 28. Right, so slightly...
Oh, you clown!
So we got action somewhere, because that was live. You heard it first. Dino in the Bentley. He's come across someone. Come across someone from the circus.
Far out. He hit the anchors right on the racing line. Probably to let me pass, but yeah, he was stopped on the racing line.
So I think Ryan's just.
It was Ryan.
Is he just come? He's just done his second stop.
Yeah, well, I nailed him, so.
Yeah. Alright, so let's go and check out Pesky now, P2. And that's another good drive from Pesky to come through the field so solidly. So another very good drive. Just like what he pulled off at Bathurst in the AM race. So he's looking good for P2 in the pro room this time round. So great job from Pesky. Here's Flisky. So he's not far back of Pesky. Got him within visual. But JJ doesn't seem quite capable of closing in on the Bentley and the Ferrari. 8.8 back. An awesome 8.1 back of him. Something about the orientation of the cameras to the cars, where every time we see Vic come through the Ravazzas, it's the camera's perfectly focusing on his hands, but when we're looking at the Ferrari, we're looking at the B pillar. So there's obviously quite a few boys live streaming tonight. We're getting good data from Bounty. JJ's tyres are in the low 27s, so that's barely on the window. So Vic's a little out or over. JJ might be a fraction under. I guess it comes down to which one can cope with it the best. Certainly overinflated means you'll get a little bit better tyre longevity. But it has fluctuated a little bit. JJ 8.1 back now. Is anyone else streaming besides those two, Bounty? Gotcha. Riggsy saying track temperature's dropping, so too true. Down to 26 degrees. Track temp, ambience 22. Sun's still glinting. Oh, Flisky with a little bit too much curb on the entry to Tamburello. Copy that. So there you go. If the track temperature really is going to fall that far, JJ might be in a bit of trouble if they're already a little under the window. so 4.9, 4.7, so it's closing up again at the front. Flisky to Pesky and JJ to Flisky. So we'll have a little look at JJ. And we've got a little over half an hour to go. So Vic makes his way through the top chicane. And he's getting to within a couple of seconds of someone in P5. Yep, it's definitely crunch time now for these boys to try and close up, and of course they will have to make their passes on track now if they're going to improve their positions. JJ will not be content to be off the podium tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm doing my final pit now.
Copy that, Dino.
Fix the damage, so
yeah,
39 second stop for me.
Whoa, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, so that was a big impact with you and Ryan.
Yeah, I was losing 2 seconds a lap.
Yeah, wow.
So if I kept that up the rest of the race, probably would have cost me more than 30 seconds.
Yeah. Alright, let's have a look at Vic, because he is on the back of someone, and no, he's not. He is already through. So these boys were getting a little close to each other as they were going through the top chicane, but Vic has cleared it perfectly. And then, of course, that was someone. You're underway?
Yep.
Okay, well, you're easily ahead of Metal.
Behind Vic.
Yeah. Yeah. Just. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a lap car, mate. I'll get out of their way.
Yeah. So that was Brennicles that just cleared you, wasn't it, Dino?
Sure is, mate.
So something's happened to Brenticles, so he's now all the way back in P6.
He's a lap in front of me, but...
Yeah, but... Brenticles led, like, up until that last stop, he was in the lead, so he shouldn't be that far. So something's obviously happened to Brennicles, and he's closing up on the back of someone for P5. So some of these battles really are starting to hot up. Track temperature down to 24 degrees. So they're going to be losing pressure. So the boys who have done at least some communicating with some of the AM boys from last time out to find out what happens in the conditions. And certainly a dropping track temperature will reduce your tyre pressures. So we'll see exactly who has this thing sorted for tonight. JJ 11 seconds back of Flisky. So JJ with another moment, because he was back to within 4 seconds. Yeah, so Brenticles with pace, down to high 27s. And what are JJ's at now? Bounty. See, high 27s is perfect. 25 minutes to go. So it looks like JJ's... it looks like Vic's got his pressures nailed for the conditions. Oh, Brenticles and someone nice and close. Oh, as Vic runs wide through the Aqua Minerale. Very low 27s. Okay, so it sounds like Vic's have come down a little bit more than what JJ's has. You can actually make up for it with your driving style. So if you push a little harder, you can definitely keep some temperature in them, but of course it is a fine line how much you push it. Alright, let's have a look at Flisky, because he's only 1.6 back of Pesky. So we've got a good battle brewing here for P2. Running wide on the exit of Villeneuve. So they're pushing nice and hard, but it's a nice challenge to be within a couple of seconds of someone. 25 minutes to go, and you've already been at it for over an hour and a half. And I guess it's about now where everyone will just be having a glance at the fuel, just making sure that they got enough in the tank. Good pace from Flisky. He's running very consistently. So we're always looking at the fuel filler cap on the Ferrari rather than the hands. Low 43s for Vic. Copy that. Low 43s. Wow, that's not slow. What are you doing, Dino?
Just cruising around, mate.
Nice.
Yeah, no one really to battle with in front or behind.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm surprised I'm ninth, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, no, that's a good run, dude. For 20 minutes prac.
Very surprised.
Yeah, no, it's a good drive. You found your Cinderella shoe.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Bounty's been doing some running in the Bentley.
Yep.
We'll see how many of the other ICR boys are considering the boat. Gorgeous thing that it is. So Flisky's lost a bit of time to Pesky. Had a bit of a moment running wide earlier in the lap. I think that was on the approach. Must have been on the exit of Tamburello. Yeah.
Sure was.
Yeah. Mate, you're a natural for in-car commentary.
That's because I stuff up naturally, so it doesn't matter if I do it on the mic or not.
Oh, you're a legend.
That's great. It's good fun.
It's awesome to get that perspective between your co-coms. We got Bounty in the chat doing the perusing of the streams, and I have had Vic's stream up for the last 10 minutes, just seeing how he's getting on.
Yeah.
Vic Chan 81 for anyone who's looking for the onboard stream of the Maestro tonight. Pesky, he's just running a little slower pace than Flisky, but Flisky is pushing hard. So this is a great battle for P2 between these two boys.
Flisky's done well to get back up there.
Yeah, he sure has.
Real well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I definitely had the wrong tone in my voice earlier on when I called it out and was surprised that he was back in P14, because it was obviously that he had simply made an early stop. Oh, yeah. Ugly through there, contact. So we've got a traffic jam at the top chicane. Oh, and Flisky still can't get past Ryan. So he's got problems with his teammates. So Riggsy and Burra, they'll be cringing right out now. Cringing.
Something's not right with someone awesome either. I'm surprisingly right behind him.
Okay. So Brentigles is now back ahead of someone.
Yep.
You're right, he is slow. Send it.
I don't know why. Normally he's very quick.
Yeah.
He might have got some damage or he's fuel saving.
Yeah. Yeah, hard to tell in this situation. Yeah. So
if only he could hear me, I would tell him to keep up behind me. I'll take it easy to save him some fuel.
Yeah, Morse code with your headlights is bloody hard to do. It's even harder to read it.
Most of the time I get them, it means get out of my way. I got that one down pat.
Alright, so let's go back to Flisky. So it looks like... Oh, and now JJ's 2.5 seconds back, so obviously helped by the incident at the top chicane. Once again, fantastic shot of the Ferrari filler cap, and it's getting nice and close for P2 tonight between Pesky, Flisky and JJ, and they got some more traffic going on, so we're in for a cracking last 18 minutes. Let's just see Flisky running wide again on the exit of Tamburello. And this is JJ. He's going to want to clear AB as quick as possible. And I think AB has fully jumped off the track. Good job. So this is a cracking battle. The biggest ones. So Brenticles and someone have definitely dropped back. It's going to be consistency from these boys in the last bit. Let's see how aggressive JJ is through the top chicane. That was quite civilized by JJ standards. And those boys head down the hill towards Ravazza, and Vic is just coming through the top chicane. Wow. Oh, and there's a little bit more traffic for these boys, so pressured finish. So that's got to be Max in the Audi. Is he gonna... Oh, is he? He must. He should. Oh, and he certainly doesn't make it easy. So that definitely lost JJ some time. coming through there. Let's have a look at Flisky, who's once again has closed up onto the back of Pesky. And he's going to have to start thinking about where he's going to pull this move off, because every other time he's got close, he has dropped back. It's interesting how the Ferrari seems to pick up quite a bit of grit, but the Bentley doesn't. Someone explain that to me. Oh, what's going on here? Is he going to... Oh, having a little look into the top chicane. Oh, and he's going to get a run. Oh, no. A little too deep. Jono versus Riggsy. Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the race to dig deep. But it's certainly great for us. This is what we want. To make the back end of the race as exciting as the front end. And they've got just under 15 minutes to get it to the fat lady. So we'll see who wants it and who's calm and collected enough to pull it off. Certainly it's fantastic to see 3 different car manufacturers so close at the end of it. I'm sure they've all had their odd moments. Oh, and Flisky running big time wide out of Tosa. So he's going to have to do his best to keep his line inside of Pesky, just so he doesn't get any of that aero wash. They need to be very careful at this time if they're getting close to their max allowance of track limits, and Flisky running wide again. So JJ's got his lights blazing, which is basically pretty useless during the day. Can't really see any of that in the rear vision mirror. Flisky now in trouble from JJ more than he is attacking Pesky. But he just when he looks like he's not hitting his lines, he doesn't lose any time to Pesky at all. And they cross the line once more. 1.5 seconds between P2, 3 and 4. So Ryan pits, Bear pits. Whether they needed a last minute beer to enjoy the last 12 minutes. Oh, Flisky yet again. Oh, JJ's gone. JJ's gone. So JJ's had a huge moment and has been lapped by Vic. So that could be P4 for JJ on the night, because he's going to need some mega pace to be coming back and getting it past the Vicster. This could be exactly what Flisky needs. Just to see that it's nice and clear in the rear view, and he can take a couple of breaths, start focusing on Pesky once more. Oh, let's just have a little look at JJ and Vic as the camera catches up. JJ needs to be a little careful behind Vic through the Variante Alta, down into Ravazza once more. So these boys will just be having fun at the moment. Flisky 1.1 back of Pesky. This is going to be interesting to see what Vic does. Is he going to stay on it and try and get past these boys, or is he just going to sit back and enjoy the show? So elsewhere, Vic running wide. JJ looked like he was running a little bit wide on the exit of Villeneuve. And here we go. This is where Flisky's got to just do it smart, keep it clean, keep the line on the inside like that. Oh, here we go. This could be it. And it is. Flisky through. So, good job. Pesky obviously ran a little wide through Piratella, and he's had a wobble. And this is where Flisky just needs to absolutely hit his marks for the next half a dozen corners to make sure he doesn't give Pesky any chance of coming back at him. Pesky will be furious with himself for the mistake. They're all closing up still. So, grandstand finish for everyone involved. Most especially for us. This is going to go down to the wire. Flisky deep into Tamburello. This could be what Pesky needs. Pesky's close. He's on the inside line. Not close enough. And that's Vic right on him all of a sudden. So it happens super quickly. And JJ run him wide. So this is going to be... Well, Vic is obviously not backing off to let these boys slug it out for the last 10 minutes. And, of course, that is his prerogative. He is the leader. He can do what he damn well likes. As soon as he's within a second, which I'd say he's just about there, the obligation is on Pesky. And, of course, then Flisky to let him go. And is that Pesky moving over for Vic? Nope. Just a bit of sign language. So Vic all on the back of Pesky on the exit of Ravazza, and he's got to let him go. Surely Pesky's got to let him go on the straight. If not, he's in danger of... And there it is, blue flag. So Pesky's done the right thing, and that might have been very, very timely for Flisky. So it's important that Flisky hits his marks through these two chicanes. Oh, and Vic a little wide on the exit of Villeneuve again. So this is looking good for Flisky. If he can just stretch it and make Vic work a little hard to catch up and then get past, he might be able to completely avoid falling back into the clutches of the pesky one. Yeah, that's low. Who do we want to look at? So look, now the battle's on between JJ and Pesky. So JJ's tyres are down, but Pesky is the one that's struggling. Oh, it looks like JJ's even more conservative coming through that chicane when he's behind someone. But it's definitely working out for Flisky, no doubt about it. He's looking good for a very, very solid P2. Oh, look at that. JJ all over Pesky. So this is going to be interesting. Oh, it always makes me wonder about the fuel and the tyres when there's such a big drop off. So Pesky's letting him go. Looked like Pesky just let him go. So JJ up to P3, Pesky down to P4, and it's a big turnaround in the last 20 minutes. So there you go. Now JJ to within 2 seconds of P2. So what are they doing? 43. So they will, of course, all now have to do 1 lap less than Vic. But it just comes down to where they are, and of course when Vic crosses the line. .6. Yeah, that's more like it from JJ. And Pesky's really dropping back now, so whether that's fuel, whether that's tyres. K-Man in the house. Hey, dude. Yeah, we've certainly had a fantastic finish. 3 boys have, in fact, led the race, but Brenticles and Pesky... in fact, it was Brenticles and Bruce who led, but that was only once Vic had made his stops. And JJ to within a second, so it's not done. No 43s, yeah. Yeah, it's good pace, isn't it? And look at that, it's actually close between Vert and Butler for 11th and 12th. We're going to stick with this battle. Into the top chicane once more. JJ on an early line, so he's got to run. That was a very good line for JJ through there. And Willie, won't he? Willie, won't he? Always risky to send one up the inside of... Oh! And Flisky was wide. Flisky's wide. JJ's through. The sound of gravel is different from the sound of tarmac. So, all things considered, on pace, they've probably ended up back in the positions they actually were running to. So, JJ P2, Flisky P3, Pesky P4, Brenticles coming up to the start-finish line P5. Someone on the way down to Ravazza P6, and there's Gaz in P7, and there's Bruce just coming through the mineral water. Dino in P9 coming into the Tamburello, and then we've got Metal in P10. So, good pace from Metal, obviously caught out with the stop and go or the drive through, whichever one it was. And certainly some nice colouring on the Ferrari as the sun's going down here. He's got the lights going. Looks more of a peach. in
that. That close on fuel again.
So live comms from Dino in the Bentley, Bentley that needs a suntan. How many litres have you got, dude?
4.2.
And where are you relative to Vic? So Vic's coming through.
I'm coming up to the top chicane.
Yeah, okay. Vic's just exited Ravazza, so he's going to start another lap. So that will be 69 laps. So you're going to have to do another one, dude.
Yeah, that's... If I short shift.
Fuel map 12. Fuel map 12. How does that happen, Dino?
Mate. I was never good at maths.
Subtraction. What a bitch.
I must have just... Yeah, don't know.
So, JJ back to P4. What's going on? Sorry, folks, I've blown it. JJ back to P4. So, oh no. I think JJ's done all the work in the last hour and got it back up to P2, and then I have to apologise again, folks. Completely missed it. As he closed in on the back of Pesky once more. And of course, is this their this must be their last lap. Is it? Will they have to go again? I'm not sure. I get confused about time, so I'm not sure whether because they're a lap behind they won't have to do another lap, or because Vic already has crossed the line, they will. Oh, look at this, super close. The leader has finished, so presumably this is actually it. So Flisky P2, look at this for P3 on the night. Is that it? Did they get the checker? Oh! You boys are live. And that one is going to the stewards. Fat lady or no. Alright, let's leave him to it. And let's go back to Vic. So, big congrats, Vic. Huge job. Another stellar. So, he's on a run of 2 from 2. Bathurst now and Imola. So, Flisky P2 in the Fezzer. Good job from him tonight. Plenty of action. And then Pesky P3 in the brand new looking Bentley. And then JJ Brenticles P5 doing some wheelies. Yeah. That's right. These boys love to drive. Someone P6. Gaz back in the pit seat P7. Bruce 8th. Dino 9th. So did you actually have? Yeah.
0.21 left.
Nice. Good stuff, Dino. Lessons learned.
Lesson learned. Thank you.
Oh, nice stuff.
In the field of these drivers, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, as you bloody well should be, dude. That's a sensational effort. Good job.
Yeah, well done, Metal. If you can, you there, mate.
Mate, what happened coming into the pits? Okay. And when you're sliding across the line, are you staying off the gas or are you keeping it at the speed limiter? No. But once you've actually come in hot, so you've crossed the pit entry line with too much speed, if you actually really back off, like to do about 20 k's an hour, sometimes it'll actually correct it on the delta and you won't get pinged. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, mate, your pace was good. You were, I guess you must have been annoyed that Gaz got past because you were staying with him easily. Yeah. Yeah.
Green light, go, go, go.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
No, good stuff, guys.
Oh, mate, trust me, sweating at the end there. Oof. No. I had a bit of a dry tank again. Yeah, 0.21 litres left. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
almost. I actually thought maybe I could roll this one over, but yeah, the last two laps I coasted it down the hill, short shifted, and yeah, come through for me. So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Lessons learned.
mate, trust me, I did look at the list and see that 10th wasn't on my screen, so I thought, yeah, I had a bit of time that I could waste trying to save fuel. So yeah, but I had that incident with who was it? I can't remember. What's his name?
And the Porsche.
Yeah,
Yep.
Brian. Yeah. Yeah, no, I was passing him, and yeah, he virtually hit the anchors on the racing line and I ran straight up his ass.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah, no, it's one of the big differences, isn't it? You know, when you've got that pace difference, but the closing speeds are so enormous because there were some problems with it must have been Flisky and JJ coming up behind him as well. So he's certainly not discriminating.
yeah, no, I was definitely was, mate. The other times I passed him, he was great. He kept right out of the way. It was
Yeah,
just
exactly.
maybe that one little, mind snap that you do have in these big races anyway. So
That's it. And you think, oh, you'll just, after the next corner, you'll let them go, and then before you know it, they've just closed
yeah,
up so much ground in the braking zones.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it's not easy, and that's the thing that it's actually, yeah, it's really good practice for me driving with guys who are all slightly different pace because, that's part of it. That's the racecraft
yeah,
part of it. So,
yeah.
yeah, good stuff, guys. Mate, both of you, thanks for staying on comms tonight. That definitely added another layer to it, so it kept it really
Yeah.
interesting.
I'm just seeing if we can get the winner on chat now.
You gonna get him in here?
Oh, I try to.
Yeah, get him in here.
Uh, Hopefully you can. He had another once again. Yeah, he just showed up and done what he does.
Yeah, that's it. Like you say, that's what he does.
Yeah, very quick.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so you boys going to take a break now?
Yeah, most definitely. I got some testing to do for next season. Um, see what horse I want to ride.
That's it. Yeah, that's the burning question, isn't it?
Yeah, the big Bentley, the Ferrari. Because the Ferrari feels quick when I'm in it.
Yep.
Yeah, so. Well, yeah, or do I want the grunt of the Bentley where I can just eat up the curves and not have to worry about if I cut a corner?
Yeah. It's interesting, like it seems like this is the only track where the Ferrari really doesn't munch the curbs as well as the Bentley. Like probably that's going to be a little bit true as well at Monza. But
Yeah, see, when the first season we had a race at Monza, and I went in the Bentley, and yeah, I surprised myself with lap times and that in it,
yeah,
and so taking Monza, taking this track, I think where I sit in the divisions, I should be up there in, in the top of the field somewhere.
that's it.
Yeah, fingers crossed if I play my fuel cards right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and stay out of trouble. So yeah, yeah.
Oh, look,
Don't,
I think those two cars, the Ferrari and the Bentley, are probably the most consistent out of all of them. So flip a
yeah,
coin.
yeah. But then the beginning of last season, the Audi, I absolutely love the Audi.
Yep.
It really, and even going into the Bathurst Enduro, um, I was quicker in the Audi around the mountain than I was in the Merc, but
Yeah.
just more consistent in the Merc. So
Yeah.
yeah, it took over. So
I think maybe that's just an indicator that it doesn't actually matter what you're driving, Dino. You just need some time to get comfortable with it so you know where the limits are for you.
yeah, yeah. So,
And
but
I've no doubt Metal would be exactly the same in whatever he was going to drive. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Hey mate,
yeah,
so many of those boys ahead of you tonight actually had their own problems. So Brenticles led when Vic made his um, first stop, and he ended up back in P6P. He was behind someone, so Brenticles definitely had problems. JJ had all sorts of problems tonight. So you're right. If you get rid of those pit incidents, you'll be looking good for. Yeah, totally.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, that's why I fixed the damage from the incident, and that cost me 39 seconds instead of just the fuel stop, which would have only been I think 13 seconds for me.
yeah, gotcha.
So yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah, it's definitely on these 2 hour races. Definitely the one tire change is a must. Yeah, and if you're flying pace, possibly you could do the 2. So.
All right, boys. No sign of Vic.
No.
No, he's partying hard. Yeah, he's already on the sofa with his girlfriend, drinking pina coladas and celebrating.
Pouring champagne all over himself.
and her.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks heaps for tonight.
Worries.
That was great. I really enjoyed that. So enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll catch up in the next couple of days and get on with some testing.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Sweet.
No worries. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks, Dino. See you, Metal. And thanks, everybody still out there. Hope you enjoyed that tonight. And we'll see you next month for the next race here on Race on Oz. Good night.